everyone. How are you again? It's been a couple of weeks. Pride Month consumed a lot of my time, so I wasn't able to make a video, but I've been thinking a lot about what the next video should be about. I want to apologize right away for the sounds that you may hear because I am outside today. It's just too beautiful not to do the video outside. And today I wanted to discuss how to find things, right? Like clothing, uh, hair pieces, makeup, making the decision to step into authenticity is one thing. And then, we all have ideas about what it looks like or what are the things, the rituals that we should go through in order to appear in our truest form, right? So, like for me, I love a lot of really girly and frilly things, but also very minimal. At the same time, I can only compare my style to that of my mother's. She loves to dress girly. She like rejoices in being a girl, as do I. Um, but I find that a lot of really over the top things don't really work for me. As far as aesthetic, I like everything to be pretty classic, no like one strap. I like symmetry. But it can become really, really difficult to find the things that we are looking for, especially like, there are some of us who are taller queens, who are bigger women, and all of those things take, um, you know, precedence and how we're going to be able to acquire the things that we need in order to, uh, express as we so fit, as we see fit. So some of the things that I started doing was I created Pinterest board. My Pinterest board is called Glass Jar because when I first came out, when I was 13 years old, my friend said, "Oh my God, your closet was made out of glass." So um, it's called Glass Jar for that reason. And I put in different compartments, things where I'm like, okay, this is the kind of hairstyles that I'm looking to replicate. These are some of the makeup looks that I am interested in replicating on myself, if even possible. But I put them in there anyway, and then I kind of like take things out, as I try them. I have a album for tops and the basics, um, and skirts and dresses and uh, earrings and anything and everything that would be affirming to who I am. And yeah, it's a lot of fun. I think that that was actually like the more fun part of figuring out uh, what I wanted to wear and what I wanted to look like and what I wanted to, you know, do. And, the second step is finding things or finding stores or websites that are going to have the things that I like in my size. And I think that that was the hardest part. Um, but I was able to find certain things on websites. Like when I was looking for shoes, my background when I was growing up was in performance, right? So the shoes that I had were hypersexualized, stilettos with the platforms, the loose side platforms, and all of those things that didn't make sense as the woman that I was stepping into being. That was a pretty big truck. I just didn't want to compete with it. But so yeah, I didn't want to be a hypersexualized version of myself, like a character of sorts. And I know that sometimes it's the only way that we're able to step into truth. And I compare it a lot to kind of like when 14-year-old girls start developing and are trying out makeup, and the makeup is super heavy, or the shorts are really short, and, everything is just super hypersexualized. It's kind of like the same thing. So, being a woman of a certain age, uh, I want to appear and look as a woman of a certain age. I don't want to look like somebody who's trying to recap their youth, now in authenticity that I wasn't able to when I was a younger woman. But I found some things like DSW was kind of like my first place that I checked out. They had bigger sizes, and the shoes didn't necessarily always align with what I was looking for, but it was a really great way for me to kind of like dip my toes. Um, Later on, I was able to find other places like Torrid. Torrid was a place where I was able to find shoes that were for, regular women and bigger women, right? And that was a lot of fun. I would get like little strappy nude heels and little Mary Janes and little booties, like all of the things that felt really, really cute to me. I tried doing some of their undergarments. The undergarments didn't always feel the best. And again, you know, I didn't know exactly what I was looking for at that time, nor um, did a place like Torrid have somebody who was able to kind of like guide me in the right direction. Not because they are not great at what they do, I'm sure they are, but just because I was not able to find that at Torrid. So, like undergarments and things of the sort, I fortunately found a lingerie shop right in my village that is pretty great. I went in, and the person who owns the shop is able to like, tell me what my size is and bring different choices for me to try on. And she really did guide me in the right direction, so much so that anytime that I'm guiding another trans woman in her journey looking for undergarments, I bring them to her. And I think it's important to have the proper undergarments because they create the foundation, right? That's why it's called like foundation pieces. They create the foundation of how everything else is going to fit. So um, I loved getting my bras from that lingerie shop called Gina Lisa's in Nyack, New York. She's a great ally. She's been able to help a lot of trans women within our community. And then, shapewear. Shapewear is one of those things that some of us feel embarrassed about, but we shouldn't. Shapewear is something that has existed for all time. And I know that there are some, kind of like provocative. Ideas or provocative feelings about shapewear because, it's limiting to womanhood and so on and so forth. But I think that I enjoy looking good in clothes and I want to look the very best that I can in clothing. So, things like girdles and fajas. They have been really, really amazing. I know that some women are able to use Spanx and call it a day. I'm not one of those women. It's like I have to have a full faja sometimes, when I'm feeling like I just need to be snatched a little bit more. And as I've lost some weight, I have found that I can go without wearing the fajas as much as before, but um, they're really, really great. And they're something that a lot of the girls use after getting like body feminization surgery, for like the after just holding everything in. But for some of us that don't have body feminization surgery, the fajas work as a great foundation piece under certain garments. Um, so, and then when it came to clothing, it's really difficult to find clothing. But I think that if you ask any woman, she will say the same thing, right? Because there are so many different body shapes, body styles, and so many companies create pieces for a specific silhouette. Here we go again. You're going to be like, oh, here goes Alex talking about the policing of womanhood. But I mean, that's the case, right? Like, there are certain shoes that you won't find in bigger sizes. There are certain clothing that you won't find in bigger sizes because, you know, it's curated for a smaller person. I find though that in 2025 things have changed somewhat. There are more companies that are offering pieces for plus size queens as myself, and I've been able to find a lot of really cool and like fast fashion stuff from Fashion Nova, which I love so much. I have been able, I mean, when I was like 70 pounds heavier, I was able to find pieces that I was able to wear, and things that were beautiful and things that were really, really pretty, which is important because sometimes I feel like for bigger women, and not all trans women are bigger women, but there are many of us that are. Um, and that's okay, right? We still deserve to look beautiful, and I really did enjoy finding some really great pieces that looked soft and looked feminine and were appealing to my taste. On that site, there's another website called Aloki, and I love that site because it offers like clothing that's a little more professional. It's like things that I would wear to work. I can find at Eloki and also at Lane Bryant. Like it's one of those uh, stores that has been around for a very, very long time and has offered really great classic pieces for plus size queens. And then heading back to Torrid, I wasn't able to find the undergarments that I needed there, but I was able to find jeans. And, you know, finding the right pair of jeans is like pulling teeth. It's just really, really hard. But Torrid was able to have some great pieces that they covered the things that I needed covered and highlighted the things that I wanted to highlight. I got some really great bootcut jeans, dark denim, and I also got them in light denim that when I was in the UK a month ago, there was this one woman who was just like, I'm just like checking out your jeans. And I was like, yeah, I love my jeans. And then like t-shirts and things I get from Target. You know, I want to be able to start expanding in some expensive pieces and like you know, some of those like staple pieces that will be in my wardrobe for the rest of my life. But I'm not there yet, right? I'm still kind of like navigating weight loss and seeing where I'm going to go before I start really investing some real like cash into some like staple pieces that I will have in my wardrobe forever. And I'm so the fast fashion is working pretty okay. When I need to wear a little cocktail dress or a little something for like 20, $30, I can get something that looks really, really great. And you know, I'll wear it once or twice and it's okay because it has paid itself, right? And then I can move on and purchase something else in the down the line. Um, so hair pieces. I've been getting a lot of my lace fronts from Gita Hair. The first lace front that I didn't get from Gita. I got from another company, and it was okay. It wasn't the great, you know, I'm not going to write home about it. It was like just okay. And a lace front wig, for anybody who doesn't know, is a wig that the lace melts into your skin. So it gives hair, right? Like it gives everything that you need. And I know that a lot of people feel really, really um, weary about sharing, right? That they wear wigs or that, but at the end of the day, like, these are things that are just tools, right? For the girls that can't grow their hair very long, very quickly, or at all, right? Because there are some girls who have lost their hair before they started their transition or whatever the case may be. um or just like doing protective styling. So like for me, I'm doing protective styling because I would love to grow my own hair as long as I possibly can. But curly hair, my specific type of curly hair, just grows very slowly, right? So I love my lace fronts. They're able to give me the gender affirming look and feel that I need in order to thrive. And yeah, it's really, really so Gita hair, Geeta. They're pretty great. My only qualm about it, I may be saying that word wrong, but like my only issue with it is that the color is never as it is shown in the picture. And what I mean by that is that the highlight will be there. It'll have some harsh lines, like lines of demarcation. Like this one, when I first got it, had like some like a severe line of demarcation. But fortunately for me, I work at a salon on Saturdays, and one of my colleagues was able to just blend it in, which it literally saves my life because, you know, I think that for me, I was gonna say that we all, but that's not the case. We don't all need to be subtle or blend, but for me, I like to be subtle and I like to kind of like just blend, right? So I did that for myself. If you're going to invest in this wig, uh, definitely definitely be prepared to do some like touches that will kind of like highlight the hair in the ways that you want it or like tone it down. For me, this one was too red. I wanted it to be more mushroomy also, so I was able to tone that into something more mushroom, which that's the benefit of spending a little more coin on real hair, right, on human hair wigs, is that with human hair wigs, you can go in and tone it if need be. Bring it over to your beautician or your beauty professional, and they'll take care of that. As far as makeup, I say play around, see what you like. Have a good Judy with you that's gonna be really, really honest and will say, girl, if it looks a hot mess, like, girl, that's a hot mess. And also, it looks great. It looks great, right? But definitely play around. There are so many different tutorials on YouTube, on TikTok, on you name it, on social media as a whole. I think that we are in a makeup revolution world for like the last 15 to 20 years. I feel like 7-year-olds are doing better makeup than I could ever do these days, right? So find a tutorial and get yourself your makeup pieces. I love Ipsy. I think Ipsy is fantastic for somebody who doesn't know exactly what to get for like $35 to $60 a month, depending on which package you get. um, they'll send you like moisturizers and primers and brushes and eyeliners, and depending on how you had answered your beauty test, Ipsy has been so amazing. And also Sephora. I love Sephora and I love the MAC counter. You're always going to find, I feel like makeup counters are like a safe haven for trans people. One, there's always queer people working at the counter, which is really, really great. So if you don't feel safe or comfortable going to a cishet person, you will always find a queer person at a MAC or a Sephora counter, right? So go in, have somebody guide you to the best of their capabilities. Every artist is different. Every artist has a different hand, a different touch, a different aesthetic, and that's okay. You know, try out a few different ones. Um, you know, when you have events or just because, right? Because self-care, pampering are really, really great also. And figure out what it is that you want to look like, that you deserve to look like. What else? We've discussed shoes, right? And there's a couple of other sites that I can't remember right now that have gotten some really good, comfortable, wide shoes. I'll figure it out at some point and maybe post it. Yeah, you know what? Maybe that's what I'll do. I'll post everything that I've been speaking about, like in the bio or underneath this video, so that way you can access some of the things that I have been discussing. So we discussed shoes, we discussed clothing, well, some clothing. We discussed makeup, we discussed hair, and then earrings. Jewelry is always great because you can literally go anywhere for jewelry. That's kind of like where you don't need to be a certain size for something. If you like it, get it and rock it and feel really, really great. People say that when you look good, you feel good. And they're not lying, you know? There is something about taking a few minutes to take care of yourself. To tell yourself, I love you, right? It just makes a world of a difference. That little bit of time that you take each morning to wash your face and to prime your face and to put a little highlighter on, a little concealer, a little lip gloss, that's delicious time. It's everything. It's changed my life. I love putting lotions and potions on myself. I love getting my nails done. That's another one, right? Finding a nail salon and also a hair salon where you can go to your stylist or your beauty pro or your nail tech and say, I want to try something new. And they're going to be like down for it. There's so many people. The beauty industry is fantastic for that. I feel like the beauty industry is full of people who just want to affirm your beauty, whatever your beauty looks like. And if one says no, there's going to be another one that's going to say yes. That's going to be like, yes, come on, girl, let's do this. And I'm here for that. And my nails, I think that's the part that I forgot. So I go to Grace Nails in the village of Nyack, and I like the dip powder. The powder is fantastic because I work with my hands a lot, and when I used to just get nail polish, I feel like the nail polish would literally disappear 48 hours, right? Or start like flaking or just reacting in ways that I didn't really love. But when I started doing the dip powder, like, it changed everything. Like, it's not budging, it's not moving, it's not going anywhere until the next time that I go into the nail salon. And I soak it, she does a thing, and then I choose my color. I try to stick within very natural or nudes, or this is called a French ombre. And it just makes me happy. It's a neutral. Sometimes I go with red. It's very rare. I used to when I was younger. I would go with red. I would do some really delicious, like, bright reds. But I find that as I'm maturing, that I really love just like a little nude moment. You know, like, everything has become a lot more subtle. And I love that. And that's just for me, right? Like, if you're a girl that likes bright tones, yellows, oranges, I have some girlfriends that rock it out with like all of the bling and all of the thing. Like, if that feels delicious, if that affirms your existence, do it. You know? When it comes to aesthetics, when it comes to what you want to look, I think that's when you can have fun. Sit with yourself, start a Pinterest board, uh, take pictures and create albums that, are going to make it easier so that when you're ready to go shopping for a new beauty pro or for uh, some new articles of clothing or makeup or hair piece, like you have an idea of where you want to live, right? Like where you want to live in your aesthetic uh, meow meow. I mean, let's just call it and your like, deliciousness, and then live, and then just enjoy it. Look at yourself in the mirror. Take pictures. Take pictures. Post them on social media. Like, life is short. We're not here for a long time. And if we can have a good time, let's have a good time. That's not always the case. So, in those moments, when you can enjoy life, when you can thrive and excel in everything that is you, do it. And I think that's all that I got today. Thank you so much for yet another really fun conversations. I mean, I just really love these. um, and as I'm sharing them, it reminds me of my journey, right? And I love this part. I love where I'm at. Um, the journey is not always easy. We've discussed that many, many times. But God, is it so much fun if we just allow ourselves to enjoy it? Well, I'll see you guys next time. For the love of us. Mwah! Bye.